Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani. Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 139. Day 139. We are in the process of solving word problems from day 101 through 200. Today is our 39th day. Let's see what we have for today. What happened to my black marker? I do not know. Day 139. By how much does 3x minus 7 exceed x plus 2? The question is, by how much does 3x minus 7 exceed x plus 2? I want you to work on this for a couple of seconds. Give me 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I'm just going to step in the next room to grab something and I'll be right back, okay? Work on this thing. I'm not going anywhere. By how much does 3x minus 7 exceed x plus 2? You see, it's very abstract. It is not something we do in our daily lives. It's not something we can relate to very easily. So in a situation like this, if you're new to algebra, or if it's giving you trouble, even if you're not new, if it's giving you trouble, it's always a good idea to plug in a number for variable, see what happens, and then the exact same logic, the exact same rationale, the exact same method will apply when you do the algebra problem. It's no different. Algebra is no different. Algebra is arithmetic in abstract concepts. Do you understand? A set of numbers that we can relate to, we have variables. Mike is X years old. I have yet to find Michael who is X years old. Usually he's 5-year-old or 50-year-old. But in algebra he's going to be X years old. His brother is going to be Y-year-old. Do you understand? So let's plug in numbers here and see what happens. Let's plug in. What should we plug in? Let's plug in 10 for x. If we plug in 10 for x, then this is 3 times 10 minus 7. 3 times 10 is 30 minus 7. 30 minus 7 is 23. And this is 10 plus 2, which is 12. 10 plus 2, which is 12. All of a sudden the problem becomes very simple, very easy. Now the problem reads, look what we have done. Now we have converted an algebra problem into an arithmetic problem. A very simple arithmetic problem, as a matter of fact. Now the problem reads, by how much does 23 exceeds 12? Oh well, what the hell? Just take the difference of the two numbers. Whatever the difference is. It turns out I think it's 11. Because 24 would have been 12 because 2 12s are 24. It's 23. So the difference is 11. That's all. Where did the 11 come from? It came from, the difference here is 11. Where did it come from? It came from 23 minus 12. What does 23 represent? 23 represents this guy, 3x minus 7. 3x minus 7, we take that quantity, which is 23, minus this quantity, x plus 2, which is your 12. And there is your answer. By how much does 3x minus 7 exceed x plus 2? The answer is, it exceeds by this amount. We just have to simplify. We just have to open the parenthesis, simplify it. So 3x minus 7, this is your x. And then here we have a minus sign, minus and a plus is going to give us minus. So minus x, and minus times positive 2 is going to give us negative 2. So 3x minus x is 2x, and minus 7 and minus 2 is minus 9. There you go. That's our answer. That's our final answer. That's our final answer. But we already know the answer. The answer is 11. If x is 10, if x is going to be 10, we plugged in. This is, now where did this 10 come from? Where did this 10 come from? Oh, it fell from the sky. It was a whim. We could have plugged in 12 for x. We could have plugged in 15 for x. We could have plugged in 4 for x. Plug in anything you want for x. It's not going to change anything. It's always going to give you the answer it is. Whatever it is, you're going to realize that by how much does this quantity exceeds this quantity. All of a sudden you're going to realize that in order to answer that question, well, how much does this quantity exceed that quantity, we just have to take the difference of the two quantities. That's what we did here. Now, because in this case x is 10, if you were to put in 10 in here, we better get the answer that we were looking for, which is 11. This is the answer. We better get 11 out of it. Let's see. 2 times x, which is 10. X is 10. 2 times 10, which is 20, minus 9. And what do you know? 20 minus 9 is 11. Is 11. It does give us the same answer. You see? So this is the answer. The answer is 2x minus 9. By how much does 3x minus 7 exceed x plus 2? 3x minus 7 exceeds x plus 2 by 2x minus 9. That's all. And that's all we have for today. That's all we have for today. Now, if you like, if you're up for it, if you want to understand it, this was the mechanics of it. If you want to understand it on a gut level, I can explain to you why this answer is what it is. First part is very simple. Look, and if you want to understand it on a gut level, I need to erase everything here because it's too crowded. I'm going to erase everything that we do not need, and I'm just going to make you understand it. Okay? Let's erase everything that we do not need. X minus 9 is the answer. By how much does 3x exceed x? By how much does 3x exceed x? Well, there are 3 of them here. There is one of them here. 3x exceeds x. 3x exceeds x by 2x. So that's the first part. That was the easy part. What's the difference between 3x and an x? Is 2x. This is the tricky part. By how much does negative 7 exceed positive 2? This is where the abstraction comes in. This is where the thinking comes in. When in algebra, in mathematics, when we ask how much does thing exceed the other thing, what we're asking is what is the difference between the two. How much does 10 exceed 5? The answer is 5, which makes sense. But if you ask somebody how much does 5 exceeds 10, they will give you a blank stare. They will say 5 does not exceed 10. Well, in algebra it does. 5 exceeds 10 by negative 5. What does exceed mean? Exceed simply means what is the difference between the two quantities. And I'm going to show you the difference between this quantity and this quantity is 9 units. 9 units going to the left. Negative means left. Watch what happens. Here is your 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is your negative 7. There is your positive 2. 1, 2, positive 2. What we are saying here is that the distance from here to here is 9 units. 9 units. And this negative tells me that we are going this way. We are in the negative territory. That's what the negative 9 is for. But exceed simply means what's the difference from here, what's the distance, in other words, what's the distance from this guy, what's the distance from negative 7 to 2. There you go, if you want to think it this way. By how much does, let's write down the question. Let's erase everything else. Now we don't need this part. Let's erase everything else we don't need. By how much does negative 7 exceed positive 2? Let me say it one more time. By how much does negative 7 exceed positive 2? The English translation for that would be, what is the distance from negative 7 to positive 2? What is the distance? How far apart are they? That's what it means. How far apart are they? Well, they are apart 9 units. They are apart 9 units. And negative 9 tells me that we are to the left of the 0. 0 is right here, we are to the left of it, negative 9. That's all. And the first part was very easy. How much does 3x exceed x? Well, 3x exceeds x by 2x. That's all. So the answer is 2x minus 9. That's all. I will see you tomorrow on day number 140. Alright? Bye now.